1 second, your life's fine, the next second, your life's changed.
OU student Andrea Dennis went to visit friends at Ohio State University in 2003. She'd never come home from that trip.
I was having a great time at the party with all our friends, and at 4 o'clock in the morning on Palm Sunday, the house was torched by an arsonist.
Julie Turnbull died in a fire at an off-campus Miami University home in 2005. A lit cigarette fell onto a couch. It was 1 month before her graduation.
She was in a house that had 17 ionization smoke detectors in the house. But by the time the very first one went off, she was already dead.
The girls did not go to the same college and didn't know each other, but Dean Dennis felt he had to attend Julie Turnbull's funeral.
Julie died at 4 in the morning on Palm Sunday too, and it was such an eerie coincidence that I just couldn't let it go.
The grieving fathers became friends, a friendship that would take them all over the country as educators. A phone call by Boston's Assistant Fire Chief Jay Fleming led them down this path. Fleming is an advocate of using photoelectric smoke detectors and researches fires all over the country.
And he, as much as told me that if there'd been a different type of smoke detector in that house, that Julie would be alive today.
Dennis and Turnbull started doing their own research on the difference between photoelectric smoke detectors and the more common ionization alarms, the kind in the homes where Andrea and Julie died.
If you dig deep enough, every research report that's ever been done on a smoke detector, you can find.
Research became their full-time jobs.
Ionization alarms get disabled 8 times more than photoelectric alarms, and quite frankly, they have up to a 50% failure rate in a smoldering fire, which is the most common fire that will kill you.
The men started getting invitations from fire chiefs around the country to talk about their findings.
Once you're armed with this knowledge, you feel compelled to pass it on.
So Dennis and Turnbull spoke before fire officials in Northeast Ohio. They talked about photoelectric smoke detectors and how their daughters could have been saved if they'd been in those homes.
Fire chiefs, on the other hand, they get it. And if you make the case to them, they are going to go home and check their detectors. And if they look into the issue, they're going to educate the people in their fire company and then start educating the people in the community.
That's exactly what happened in Shaker Heights. The fire department did its own digging after hearing from the dads, and now it's a law to have photoelectric smoke detectors there. Chagrin Falls plans to pass the same ordinance. The fathers are now working to pass state legislation this year. They don't get paid for the countless hours of research or their trips around the country. What they do get is priceless.
We get satisfaction.
Satisfaction, yeah.
Yeah, we get satisfaction that our daughters did not die in vain.
Kristen Severance, the Ohio News Network.